What's up, everybody? It's Jesse of Power Gaming, and I am back. Sorry I've been gone for so long. My equipment actually broke, and it's been a good while trying to get some new equipment, but it finally came in, and I've been finally able to bring new videos to you guys and stuff, so I apologize for being gone for so long, and if some of you guys are missing the content, but now we're going to get back at it. But today, we're going to be doing a Dragon Ball Super card game deck profile. It's going to be for the ARG that I actually ended up winning. This is the mat we got. This mat's amazing. I got my invite and whatever this thing is, a token. I think it's like a free entry or something. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And then I also ended up getting the pin. And I really like the pin. It's pretty cool. Probably end up putting it on this mat. And then I love the quality of the mat. I just really like Spellground type mats, so that's why. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get into this deck profile. So we ended up playing Mecha Apes. So obviously, start with the Mecha Frieza. Everybody hates this card. Absolutely deserves to be errated, 100%, I believe. But basically, what makes this really good is essentially the fact that you can play extra cards and they cost one less. It's all he does, but that's all he needs to do. Same thing on here. He makes extra cards cost 2 less when he awakens. He attacks, he draws a card. So pretty good. Everybody knows he's busted, so, you know, had to play him. So he's the leader. Now let's go ahead and get into the deck. Mega Apes, it's your standard build, nothing too like crazy or anything. It wasn't super innovative, I think. It's just I used everything I thought would be good to build in certain quantities and stuff like that, and it ended up working out. So really happy about that. But to start off, we have the 3 Absolute Defense Great Ape King Vegeta. This guy is the bread and butter of the deck. This guy makes everything go. He's so awesome. He's the super defense and the super attacker. He's got double strike. He doesn't have blocker, but that's fine. And then his permanent ability that reduces the combo cost of all Saiyan cards in your hand by 1 is super useful and just super helpful in a lot of situations. And you'll see there are other cards I play that make that really good as well. Not just the Apes that it lets you 10k for free. So he's really awesome. Oh, and he evolves on 3 instead of 4, and he's a 5-drop. So I think that's awesome. Can't play this deck without the 4 Great Ape Prince Vegeta. This guy just great. You know, you play him, and when you play him or combo with him, you get to look at your top 3. You get to add a Great Ape and then discard a card so that you can get rid of like these dead extra cards in hand that you don't want and stuff, so to have more combo power. And he's got critical and blocker. That critical and blocker come in handy like crazy. That's another key part to the deck. I would just win games because if I need to play a slower game, I'll just attack with him and get rid of their life slowly with this critical. So we'll do that. And then 3, Bardock, Will of Iron. I played 3 because I didn't have a 4th one. And since I didn't have a 4th one, you just gotta make do with what you got. But 3 Bardock, Will of Iron, it wasn't too bad. Really, I've never played more than 2 anyway. The 3rd one always ended up being combo power, so I really don't know how much a 4th one would do anyway. But I guess it's just to have it, you know, just to be drawing into it and stuff like that. Since I didn't in its place, I actually ended up playing 1 more Great Ape, the Rampaging Great Ape Son Goku. I mean, I played it because it was another ape, and maybe I could get it off. I never got it off once. It was really just combo fodder. So that was fine. You know, I really didn't. It was whatever. I never played him, so I mean, it's fine. I really didn't have too much of an issue with it. But yeah, you know, playing the Rampaging Great Ape Goku, I probably wouldn't play it again. This one probably will come out for something else. Easily the 4th Bardock or something like that. Maybe something else though. I'm not sure. We'll see. But we'll do that. That's it for the Apes. And then moving on to the support, we have the 4 Lord of the Great Apes, King Vegeta. This guy is another amazing card. He searches all your Great Apes in your hand, so he grabs the Absolute Defense Great Ape King Vegeta. He grabs the Rampaging Great Ape Son Goku, or your regular Great Ape Vegetas, or your Bardocks, anything. He's so good because you can just Shugesh into him. So it just makes him free, and that's really where all that comes from, that nuttiness. And then we play the Bulmas, 4 Youthful Bulma, because sometimes we're not doing anything, we just need to dig, we need draw power. And I play that instead of the Boo because I don't have as many blue cards in here. I think I only play like 7 blue cards, so I just figured the Bulma would be a lot better, and I would have more energy to play her than I would the Majin Buu. 3 Explosive Spirit Son Goku is the only Goku we play. I love this guy. This guy saved me so many times when they would just attack, trying to go with like maybe Absolute Attack Mirror or something like that, so I can't block it. If I only have like Shugesh in this in hand, I would Shugesh to play it, pop their card, and then just win the game from there because they committed everything to that attack, trying to push for game when I was at 1 life. So that was like the clutchest situation I found him in. Other times he's just great because you can Shugesh, attack with him, and if it ends up doing damage, great. If not, he just stands right back up and he can block anything, and he has barrier, so I mean he's just an all-around great card. Always at 3, maybe even a 4 of if you really want to. I feel like that might be a little too much, but sometimes I felt like I wasn't seeing him enough either, so it all comes down to variation. One of the best cards in the deck, Shugesh, the combo master. This guy he does so much, dude. He's the reason this deck is just so viable as well. Just being able to play your Vegetas for free to grab Apes to like instantly evolve maybe on your turn 3 into like defensive grade 8 Vegeta, Explosive Spirit Son Goku, to just pop cards and stuff like that. He really puts in work. This guy's absolutely amazing. So I'll get rid of that. And the last one is One Scientist Fu. And we play the One Scientist Fu just to draw cards. I've actually won games because what I can do is I'll just attack with everything, they'll use stuff, and then I'll just play him, draw 2 cards, attack, swing with him, and then just combo on top of that for 1 more push, and that usually could finish the game. So he was amazing, absolutely. I might even run a second one, but I'm not sure. Moving on to extra cards, we have 4 Monakas. It's pretty standard for Frieza. I think you just want to open those, as well as triple Sensu Bean. I almost always sided out 1 Sensu Bean because I felt like I never needed it after the first game. But in the first game, it was important just to have combo power to push harder, because that's what you're trying to do. Game 1 is just push really hard, get up to like 105, 110, 115,000 in 1 push. So they really help out with that. But the reason is also, since your Apes combo for free anyway, having energy is not as important, so you can tap out and it's really not as harmful. Alright, so next up we have the next thing that makes this deck run, which is the 4 Planet Vegeta. And Planet Vegeta is a really great card because it just does so much, you know, like you'll end up attacking with all your Apes, and then this stands all of them back up. You grab a card from your life, and then it searches another one. It's a +1 card. You know, you search your Shugeshes, or you search your King Vegetas, whatever you need, and it just gives the deck even more optimability. So Planet Vegeta definitely an absolute necessary 4 of. I really couldn't think of running any less. Because even if you overdo it, like if you draw too many, you usually end up using 2 to 3 anyway, so the 4th one can just be energy anyway. Sometimes you might just use all 4, you never know. And then the last card that makes this deck just absolutely nuts is the March of the Great Ape. I only play 3 because I only ever get off 2, and 1 usually ends up being energy anyway. But playing 3 March of the Great Ape, because it's just, when you get down to 4 life, you play it on turn 2, and bam, you just cheated 8 mana worth of cards into play. Like, that's amazing. Your 2 Vegetas or whatever, your 2 Bardoks, it's amazing. It really is. And then you get to draw 2 cards. So on top of that, you're replenishing your hand, plus adding more Apes with the Vegetas. So it really is nutty. This is a really nutty card. Maybe it wouldn't be as nutty on turn 4, but the fact that I can just do it on turn 2 with 1 blue energy and 1 yellow energy is what makes it really nutty. So there's just so much optimability in this deck. 3 Bloodlust, obviously. I didn't go for 4 because I felt like it was a little clunky against certain matchups. Sometimes you don't want just a ton of Bloodlust in hand. But against like Mecha Veggies, this is what won the game. You just keep Bloodlusting their Kabbas every time they try to get it off. And they just can't spam the board as hard, and it really lets you set up and stuff. As well as just against other matchups, you know, just board wipes and things like that. You really want this. If they play Bardock in like the black matchup, if they play Bardock to try to wipe your board, you can do that. Things that get around barrier. So Bloodlust, absolutely clutch. Double Crusher Ball, and I played 2 Crusher Ball because I felt like I really didn't need it as much as I needed Bloodlust. There are times where I wish I had it more than Bloodlust, but that's fine. It's just we had to make room for something else, which I'll show you guys right after this. But the 2 Crusher Balls were fine, and you know we ended up siding a 3rd anyway in case we absolutely needed it. In certain matchups, we really did too. So we got the 3 Flying Nimbus. And the Flying Nimbus is here because it's amazing against aggro. Against aggro decks, this is what makes me survive. Because aggro decks will just like to push really hard, really fast. And sometimes you're just not ready for it. So having the Flying Nimbus, discarding a yellow card, and then being able to make them force them to only attack one more time is really good, because if they attack with their leader, that's the best, because you'll Flying Nimbus, and once you Flying Nimbus, they just can't attack with their battle cards anymore, or rather they can only attack with one more battle card, and with red they want to spam the board and attack as much as possible. It also helps against Mecha Veggies when they start setting up really fast, so Flying Nimbus absolutely clutch. Definitely have to play at least 3 of it, I think. And the last card, which was a super tech that I really enjoyed, was the one Battering Laser, which stole a lot of games for me, because people would just coercion or assistance. They'll play Mafuba on me, and then I'll just have to Battering Laser it, because if it goes off, if the Mafuba ends up going off, then they put it on my Great Ape King Vegeta, and all my monkeys lose barrier, which is really bad. So we play the Battering Laser to stop Mafuba, coercion, things like that. It's especially good when we're pushing for game, because we'll just dedicate everything to one attack, and we want that one attack to go through. So we'll Battering Laser their counter and just end the game right there, putting us up to, hopefully, ideally 105,000. This deck can usually get to pretty easily, maybe even higher. So, and that's it. That's the entire deck. So I'm going to go ahead and take you guys through my side deck choices, because, you know, siding is important. So we played the standard. I played the 3 Haru-Harus and the 3 Shun-Shuns, because these were just really great. I actually ended up never really siding the Shun-Shun in, because I felt like by turn 3, I always want to go into Great Ape King Vegeta anyway, or just there's other things that I wanted to do, and it just this one never felt as important. This one was super important, especially in a matchup where I can just play him, and where I can play Hurt, and then constantly untap my energy, which I think is absolutely bonkers. So that's amazing, because you just spam the board with this plus your apes, and you just overwhelm your opponent so fast. We played 2 Goten. Definitely have to side more. This card was literally MVP of the day. Helped out with everything against literally every matchup. Like, I literally cannot tell. I can't stress the importance of this card. If I go to another big event, I'm probably gonna end up putting more in, like probably four Gotens, because it's just so important to play these. 2 more Battering Laser, in case I figure people would side in more counters game 2. So I usually end up siding 1 in, unless I know for sure they're playing more counters, and I side 2 in. Because sometimes those stall decks will just really like to play those counters and stop my attacks and stuff. So I just really felt this was important to have. So 2 Battering Laser. 1 more Flying Nimbus, and the reason we did the 1 more Flying Nimbus was just because against aggro decks, again, we need more Flying Nimbus, so we would just side it in, take out like the Sensu Bean and stuff like that. 2 Energy Boost Beerus, I couldn't think of anything else, and it was a good removal, so I just ended up playing it. I never sided it in, I never needed it, so probably take it out of the side deck. This is probably what will go in for the more Gotens, so... and finally, of course, the 1 Crusher Ball, because in case we need it, we can side in the 3rd one. And against literally almost everything, I would put in the 4th Bloodlust. So the 4th Bloodlust is really good, because we'll literally just side it in against Mecha Veggies, side it in against aggro, stuff that really wants their effects to go off. So having that 4th Bloodlust really helps against certain matchups, not so much against others. That's why the 4th one's in the side. So... And there we go, guys. So that was my first place ARG Easter Extravaganza deck, which I really enjoyed, and I had such a great time. I wanted to thank everybody for coming out who came to play and stuff. It was such a great time. I can't wait. I hope I can see everybody who was playing there again. And then I want to give a big shout out to Tony G and Christian from Super Plays, because those guys are awesome. If you guys don't know their channel, go check them out, because they just do so much great content and so much great stuff for this community. And I hope one day my channel can be as awesome as theirs, because they just do so much, you know. Would love to do a collab video sometime. But yeah, guys, that was the Mecha Apes. Please let me know any suggestions, anything that you guys think I could do to improve the deck, anything that you guys think I should play, or maybe that you like, because I'm always open to suggestions. The deck's always changing and stuff, and, you know, decks can always be made better. So please, guys, just let me know. I would love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Jesse. This is Card Power Gaming. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.